the graphically, that's not its standpoint. What's interesting is I just found the concept of it interesting and the gameplay and whatnot. Um, that's what I found interesting. It's basically, to give you a brief idea of it, there's a faction in this setting. I don't know the world's name or anything, but they're called Shapers. Now, within the Shaper organization, there's 3 groups, but outside it, they're all just called Shapers. Within the Shaper organization, there's Shapers themselves, agents, and guardians. Guardians are think knights, just to give you an archetype. Agents are spies, rogues. Shapers are the casters. Now, all of them can shape, but depending on where they're specialized, they'll have an easier time learning. Like, Shapers aren't good at melee combat, but they're fine with spells. But they're great at shaping, so they can have the burliest creatures and they can have more creatures. Not saying that there's some cap. There's a cap of 8 units in your party, no matter what you are. But the Shapers will have more essence, which they use to make minions and buff them up and whatnot. The others will have issues getting as much essence as the Shaper does, but they can still do it. An agent is good at spells, not good at melee combat, but is okay at shaping. The guardian is good at melee combat. I think they're not good at spells, but they're okay at shaping. Or maybe it's okay at spells, but not okay at shaping. I can't remember. I think it's fine at melee, great at melee, fine at shaping, okay at bad at spells. Basically, all this is determined by how much you may go for a melee skill, and it'll cost you so much on a guardian. But if you went for that on a shaper, it'll cost you so much more, even if it was the same rank. That's just where it comes into play. In the later games, like the 4th or 5th, I'm not sure where it starts, but you start getting extra classes. I remember one later on, Shock Trooper. I believe it favoured having minions and then melee. Minions is great, melee is okay, I think. I can't remember for certain. But yeah, I really like this series. From what I've played of it and what I've done, it's actually quite fun. Typically they have multiple factions you can side with. To my limited knowledge, there's 4 in the choices you can make in the first game. You can side with 3 different factions, or you can just say, fuck the lot of you, I'm just getting the fuck off this island. Because it's basically fantasy Australia, as I put it in my first playthrough. Basically the whole game takes place over a rebellion. The rebellion is fermented in the first game. How should I explain it? Oh, and here's the breadcrumb quest I mentioned. But the rebellion starts in the first game, and it starts continuing through the rest, and is obviously resolved in the 5th, the final game. And you play different people throughout it. It's not the same guy. I don't know how long the rebellion goes on for either. So yeah, and I also have no idea what's the canonical ending to any of these. I do know actually one character that carried over between 2 of them. So I remember playing one game before when I was a kid, and then I played the sequel later on, and one character referenced what little I played of it as a kid. That character did have a bigger part in the game than what I had played, but at least they reminded me of it, and I realized the connection. At least as far as I can tell, I did. Or maybe they never appeared again, and I just made a mistaken connection. That's another possibility. But yes, basically, as you can probably gather, I do actually quite like the game series. Like I said, they're not the best thing graphically. There's actually some reused assets between the games. You like the icons and for things. Even ignoring the GeneForce series, well, if you compare the GeneForce series to, I believe, the Avedon series, I believe there's some reused icons. I think. I could be misremembering. But, graphically, that's not where they excel. It's the story, it's the gameplay. That's presumably the better aspects. I remember liking it when I was younger. maybe my tastes have changed greatly now. Certainly, if I find now I like playing a lot of, you know, FPSs, third-person shooters, that kind of thing. I find I'm drawn quite a lot to them. Though, still I do like, or at least feel I should like, RPGs. I grew up playing them a ton, and just suddenly I've just kind of lost my taste for them. It's annoying. Like, I remember growing up playing it as a kid, playing Final Fantasy VII. I had to get my aunt's help to kill Emerald. I killed it, but I set up my final attack in the wrong way, so I ended up leading off with Knights of the Round instead of with Phoenix. So they killed Emerald, but we stayed dead. So we didn't get rezzed because they couldn't get Phoenix off if there's no one to attack. Basically, with final attack, when your character dies, they get off one last attack, and I've set it up to summon the Knights of the Round, as in Knights of the Round table. It's a summoning 13 strikes of 9,999. I think it was 13. But pretty nice. It's actually the most powerful one. And if used against Ruby, it encourages them to use the most powerful normal spell in the game, Ultima. 9,999 damage to your entire party. Actually, no, it wouldn't be that much. It'd be impossible to survive it if it was, because that's the cap on your health. It must be lower. The damage on must be lower. I know I use Phoenix a ton, but I don't think I use it that much. Also, cheap way of start doing the Ruby fight easily. If you want, I'll continue playing in one moment. I just want to say this. Cheap way if you want to do the Ruby fight easily. When you go into these are the optional bosses in Final Fantasy VII. Don't. This is what my aunt taught me. Don't go in with your full party. Like you've 3 people in the game, in your group at a time in Final Fantasy VII. Don't go in with all 3, you know, healthy. Go in with one person healthy. Go brawl with the weak monsters outside, and have like the character with final attack Phoenix on attack the others and kill them off. You can also have the others attack each other. Just don't kill that guy. Then with those 2 down, go into the Ruby fight. Ruby starts off with some defensive tendrils up, but once it's down to one character, they lure him. That character falls inevitably. Then they res the other 2. Well, res themselves and the other 2. Then you can properly engage. Just the way my aunt taught me how to do it. And I was actually, even though I had issues with Emerald, managed to pull the Ruby fight off myself, which I was quite happy with when I was younger. So, anyway, sorry for that little tangent. Didn't mean to go so much into Geneforge talk. Basically, it's an old RPG thing. It feels like just due to it's like graphically the graphics of it and whatnot, and some talk they make of it, like sending away for the tip book and whatnot, makes it just feel like just a really old game. Maybe I'm imagining it is older than it really is, but it's certainly older than. Certainly, you don't see that kind of thing anymore now, do you? So, yeah. I will be doing that myself at some stage. If you want, give it a go, give it a look yourselves. You can get a demo of it, and it's apparently a pretty expansive demo. And if you pay for it, then you can bring your save file into the rest of the game. You don't have to start again or any of that bollocks. So, go check it out. Or wait for me to do it, and then check it out. Either or. Anyway, sorry for gabbing for so long, I didn't intend to. So. Excuse me. Oh god. Hey, you want to try my Diametron dogs? No? Raptor risotto. Paratax patacos. Maybe the P is silent. Pterodax tacos. That's some kind of work though, does it? If you do it, actually kind of works still. You're still going for it's alliteration in either case, even if you pretend the P isn't there or not, or if you acknowledge its existence. Fine. Oh, I just remembered. I have a friend nearby that might be able to use your assistance. His name is Spark, a Nil Miner, and he's Marshall Expedition's chief archaeological officer. He's been sent out to Goaka Hot Springs to the west. You'll likely find him on the spring's western shore. So, yes, once again, I apologize for the tangent, but do look forward to that series. It will be landing eventually. There's another series I do want to do as well, though, Spellforce. There is a prequel coming out eventually. THQ Nordic, they rebranded themselves, it's Nordic. They rebranded themselves THQ because they bought quite a lot of THQ's IPs when THQ went belly up. THQ, THQ, THQ. Suddenly I feel like a middle-aged monk. They used to apparently say God every second word. So, if I was to say, oh, I just remembered. Oh God, God, just God, remembered God. What a monk. Just apparently, oh yes, I have a deity called God. Shocking. Yeah, anyway. They got the Spellforce series. And it's fun. I find it a bit slow, and I'm used to the more sped up pace of, StarCraft. But it's a very interesting RTS RPG combination. If you're thinking of Warcraft 3, you're on the right trail, but not far enough. There you got rigid classes. Here, you got your avatar, then you have your heroes that help you out. You summon them as idols. They're rune warriors. I'll explain what that is in a second. Basically, you can't customize rune warriors, but you can customize your guy, and you can for me, I built him as a heavy armor wearing, two-hand sword wielding, and later hammer wielding necromancer. That's how I built him, because I wanted minions, damn it, and I thought only necromancy led to it. I was wrong. You can go through the different magical ways, and you can get minions there, but I didn't know that till I'd already built them. And the minions aren't really that good, to be honest. But I do have only low-level necromancy. It's like level 3 out of whatever. So it's not really best of judges. But, you could go to the game and build him as a light armor wearing mage. Or light armor wearing rogue. Or ranger, I was going to say. I was doing the ranger gestures, bow and arrow thing. While saying rogue. You can build them in different ways, however you want. It's like a normal RPG, and it's just like, on some RPGs where you go to the character screen and you have to little ragdoll to put stuff on, gear on. You've got that for your character. It's like say Warcraft 3's, you just got this this sack. You put 6 orbs in there, and your character's equipped them all, or 6 swords in there, orbs or hats or whatever, and your character has them all on. It's not like that. You have, the item slots on your character that you have to fit it in. It's like a normal RPG within an RTS. It's actually a really cool idea. It's a little rust. It ends up coming off to me like it's someone's first effort at a game, or maybe not first effort, but they're still rather inexperienced. Some of the writing seems a little, a little maybe janky, a little green. Some of the speed of the game is a bit slow, but you know what, there's promise there. A bit of polish up and the game would have been fantastic. I still enjoy it for what it is, but it isn't as good as it could be, basically is what I'm saying. So I sincerely, I don't know why I suddenly started going to end this set. I think I'm on autopilot right now. I need more cola. But yes, I hope you do join me for that Spellforce thing, and the other content that I'm sure to churn out eventually. So yes, we'll accept this quest. But yes, Spellforce, I do like it. It's not perfect, it's not flawless, but I do find fun in it. So, I'm sure videos of that will come out at some stage. So, yeah. Be on the lookout for that, but also be on the lookout for, Geneforge and a ton of different other series. They'll be coming out sometime in the distant future. As it stands, the RPG backlog is set into 2018, and I have more Path of Exile to record. Then after Path of Exile, I'm doing the Witcher games. After that, I think I set my heart on doing Fallout. Though since I've gotten myself hyped for the other two, maybe Fallout will be pushed off for a bit, but I don't really want to push it off for a bit. I want to get the first 3 games done. 1, 2, and Tactics, though Tactics is of questionable canonity now. Then followed 3, New Vegas, and 4. The one issue with, though, saying that if Tactics is of questionable canonity, probably feels so would 4, considering the amount of retcons and or incontinuities they have in it. They decided Jet was a pre-war drug, even though it was apparently made from Brahmin dung, which Brahmins are apparently post-war. I read the wiki. I played a bit of Fallout 3 before. Ended up getting stuck on the alien ship, ended up running out of supplies, and while fighting the aberrations, or abominations they're called, and didn't really have the equipment to kill them, and... well, I had the equipment to kill them, but not the equipment to keep myself healthy in the process. I think they would still get a few strikes in, and finish me off. So, yeah. So I was pretty much stuck there. The only save I had before that was before I got on the ship, because I never ran into that issue. Yeah. But, yeah, I've mostly read the wiki, and listened to some more of it elsewhere. So, yeah, anyway, bitching about war aside, let's move on. Well, JCD. Isn't that like a digger or something? I have no idea. I just know I'm onto something here at Durcar. And no flavor text. Now I'll continue my experiments. Thank you, Durcar.
Very good. Good game.
Excuse me. No continuation there. Okay. Nothing here. Let's head over to this guy. Then again, I feel I should go do these. You know what? Let's go do this guy. We've got his breadcrumb quest. May as well go do it. May actually stop for a moment to get cola. Might help wake me up. I think that's why I went on my little tangent. I'm just gradually falling asleep and just blathering. Not even a bloody word. Or, well, blather is a word. I'm not sure if blathering is, but I'm not sure if it's a word in the way I mean it to be. Either way, it is now. Actually, I need to go back and record more Hearthstone. Well, I have a bit of a backlog going. I'm tossing up an hour a week. I still need to get more going for just, you know, general. Just like, I just feel bad just leaving it go. I was kind of getting into it, though, due to the poor matchmaking. Kind of, you know, hurt my enthusiasm for it, because I end up feeling that I'm going up against people that are just outclass me. They've just too good, you know, stuff for me to take on. So, like, I don't have a. They say I'm going up against people of equal skill, but their decks are just so much better than what I have. It doesn't feel equal. And I suppose it's really overvaluing what I have. Like, I have 4 legendaries. And like, one's Seatun, one's Uther of the Ebon Blade, one's one of the Bogs from the Princess from AQ, Temple. One is, I thought it was this one, but no, the beastie looks different. Regardless, it's a. Oh, here's this guy. I'll talk to him momentarily. But yeah, I have I have Seatun, Uther from the Frozen Throne thing, that Princess, the Hunter legendary, and then I have an ICC legendary for my it's one of the ICC bosses in WoW. As a warrior legendary. Whenever he survives damage, he summons in a new legendary. Basically, the point of him is to do, I would assume, to do a ton of little bits of damage, like a point of damage to him yourself. So he summons in a new legendary, heal him, do another point, or something. That's my logic. Just so he can summon a ton of cool legendaries to help you out. because I once got Deathwing from him. Sadly, the enemy was in too good of a position for him to help, but